Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna put my beanie on, and the show is gonna start. I'm just kidding. Just the live video is gonna start. So hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first live video that I'm doing for 2022, and I'm going to be honest again. In December, November, December is when I stopped eating healthy. That doesn't mean that I started drinking sodas and went back to eating Cheetos, and I went back to eating pizzas and hamburgers and everything else that's out there. No, but when I went to, like, I haven't eaten a hamburger in a while, like a real hamburger where I say, oh, uh I've been eating Big Macs, or I've been eating, or pizzas or anything. No, I have not been eating any of that. But what I'm going to be telling you is that I think I've been eating bad again. I mean, that's only for the month of November and December. But now that we're back in January, I'm going to start trying to eat healthy again and get my body back into, not into shape, but back to where I was at one. I think I weighed. I'm not that tall, like most people that are out there that are like 6 feet tall and 5'11" and like six something, because like most people I've seen on YouTube, I've heard that they all say, oh, he's 6 feet. And there's a lot of people out there that I've seen that in the YouTube world and everywhere else, that they're not that tall either. I've seen people that are like 5'4", 5'5", 5'6". So that's where I'm at. I'm not in the range of 5'9" or 5'11" or 6'0" or 6'3", like some people that are huge out there. They're really, really tall. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not in that range. I don't qualify myself as, oh, 6 feet tall. No, and I don't want to be 6 feet tall. Uh, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to get into that thing, and that's something I do have to say, that I'm not 6 feet tall, like some other YouTubers or other people out there that are like six feet. But I think the reason I think the only people I've seen that are like 6 feet tall or something is because they're, I don't know. I just seen them that they're very tall, because like when I watch some YouTube videos and I see people that say, oh, uh, he's 6 feet tall. Like when I watch people that are like car enthusiasts or something, or car drivers that say, oh, I'm going to test out this Mercedes Benz or something, or anything like BMW or a Lexus or an Acura or a Kia. Then I see them in the car, and then they say, oh, this car is not that, there's not enough headspace or headroom because I'm 6 feet tall. And then there's only one other guy that I've watched in the past that's like 5'7", so he's more in line with me. 5'5", 5'7", whatever. He's like 5'5" or 5'7", so that's where it's at. And it's true what I'm saying, that uh, uh during the holidays I decided to start eating. I mean, having my, like, during the holidays we had the turkey, then we had the tamales, and then we had the hot chocolate, and that's the reason why I kind of went back into the old ways, the old habits, as people say. And and I don't follow no strict diet where I say, oh, I'm going to do the keto diet, or what's the other one? The like different diets. Like there's a lot of diets out there, but I don't stick to a diet, to a specific name diet where it says, oh, it's the keto diet or it's the dry diet, because there's so many diets out there that tell you, oh, you're going to lose weight, you're going to be healthy. But then there's some other people that say, oh no, don't follow that diet, don't follow that keto diet, or don't follow this diet because you're missing out on your veggies, or you're missing out on you're missing out on your your nuts and your fruits and nuts and like peanuts, and having all the other proteins and all the other things. So I'm not here to follow any diet. I'm just here that if I eat less, have my fruits, my vegetables, have some granola, I mean some peanuts, not peanuts, I mean the like cashews and uh I think cashews and almonds and stuff that is healthy, because I'm not really going into the I didn't put this that we're gonna be drinking juice or drinking sodas or having Cheetos, because that's not a diet. And then I've been watching this guy that on YouTube that does like exercises or stuff, and he says, oh, just eat, stop having ice creams, stop having soda, stop having juices, stop having energy drinks, stop drinking alcohol. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not really a guy that's going to stick to, I mean, that's an alcoholic, like most people that say, oh, I have to have an alcohol drink, or I have to have 10 alcohol drinks tonight, like it's a party. But that's not me. I'm just the type of person that I can have an alcoholic drink here and there, but it's not something that I'm addicted to, where I have to do like other people that are like in this, like in their party mentality, that have to have one, two, three, four, five, six, 10. So that that's what I'm saying. I'm not that type of person where I I have many drinks, or I have these games where people where people drink and see how many drinks you can have without getting drunk or something. But that's me. I'm the type of person that's not going to be sticking to, I mean, that does that. I just have a drink here and there and say, oh, I can have a Corona, or I can have a something a little bit different, a cocktail drink, or a martini or something, just something along the lines of easy, where it's just one. It's not, oh, I drank one, so now it's time to have another one. Time to have another one, because I'm the type of person that I just feel like, yeah, you got to live a little, not just be the boring life of what, uh, not try one. It's not like me. It's not like I'm gonna say, oh, I smoke, or uh, I get drunk heavily, or I do all kinds of drugs. No, I don't do none of that. I'm just a clean cut dude that drinks. That the most he does is have an alcoholic drink, and that's it. But it's not like I'm gonna have alcoholic drinks like, oh, three, four, like some people that go crazy and and sleep in the street, or sleep on the in the car because he's so drunk. No, I don't think you can sleep in the car if you're drunk. I mean, not in the driver's seat though, but you could. I think you could be in the car, but that's not the thing. So I'm just trying to tell you that I'm just the type of guy that likes to live a little, not just where I'm gonna say, oh, I I've never had a drink. No, that's a lie. I think the first drink I had was a Corona, but then after, for me personally, I've been like, I want to try something else. I want to try another drink, a different drink here, drink there. But it's not like where I'm gonna be saying, oh, I have to have a drink. I have to. No, I just want to try it. see what's the whole hype about it, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers that say, "Oh, I love Tesla, so let me go buy a Tesla alcohol drink, or what was it called? The Lightning Bolt, I think it was called the Lightning, or the Lightning Bolt." And they tried it and they said, "Oh, it's okay." So that's it. I've seen people like iJustine. For those of you that know who that is, because yeah, everybody mostly knows iJustine, and she's had a drink here and there, like the Fireball and other drinks. But it's not like where I'm gonna say, "Oh, I have to have a drink. I have to have a drink." No, I just want to try one, and if I like it, that's good. Because most of them are pretty harsh. They're pretty harsh in the taste. Because I don't know. I think I've tried I don't know. One time I went to this restaurant, and I tried this clear drink. I forgot. I remember that it was like very clear, and it had a it had lemon or lime, but I forgot what the drink was called. I got it, and to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't know what drink it was, but it was like completely clear. Like you have a soda. I think it's like you had a Sprite or a 7 Up, but it's so clear. But when I drank it, it tasted pretty horrendous, horrible. It tasted like I had like what's this thing? Yeah, it's alcohol, that's for sure. But it really tasted like you were drinking hand sanitizer or something. So so bad, really horrible tasting. Like something I would never have again, because it's like it doesn't have a good flavor. But there's some stuff I would like to try. To be honest, I would like to try something, but not something where I'm gonna get addicted to it. That's the thing. But like I said, for now, since you're asking me what do I do for fun at the moment, uh, uh, at the moment, since the virus, I don't really think that there's really too much to do. Which now they're letting you do stuff again, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not really fun to do it, because to do these things, like say, uh, when I have a when I have a chance, I'm like the when I go out, I'm like, uh, I like to go to the beach, have some fun there at the beach, or maybe go for a run. I mean, because I haven't gone for a run in a while, but I like to like, this is my thing. To be honest, I'm the type of person that I just have in my mind that it like to explore new places. Like say, oh, I haven't gone to this place that's like an attraction, or like a, how do you say this? It's not an attraction. I mean more like a viewpoint, I guess, or a, I don't know how to say it. It's not. It's like a new area. Like say, oh, most people love going down to, let's say to Long Beach, to a specific area, and that's the thing. I like to go to, like, say, oh, to new places. So that's what I'm trying to do. So when this whole thing is over, this, if it ever is over, this virus, I would like to take a trip, let's say, to a different state, if possible. Like I've been, like, back in the day, before all this mumbo jumbo, uh I used to go far away. Like I used to go to Palm Springs from LA, and it was pretty nice, like going to Palm Springs. And I think the last place I went with a couple of people, I think it was down to Las Vegas. I think it was Las Vegas, Nevada. I think that's the last place we went to, which was pretty nice. But I'm not the type of person that I'm going to be gambling at Vegas. I think I went there and I think I bought souvenirs or something. I think it was in Vegas. I went to the M&M factory store and I tried a couple of different M&Ms, which were pretty good, but some of them were bad, like the flavors. Which in Vegas, I think we were gonna go twice to Vegas. I think one one we went before the virus, and then we were gonna go again before the virus hit, and then when they announced the virus, then I don't know why we didn't go. I think we didn't go because I was thinking of going between Vegas and thinking of going to Arizona, but at the same time I'm like, uh, I'm not a huge fan of Arizona, but that's the thing is that I'm just the person that says, "Oh, I haven't been to this city in Arizona." Let's say I haven't been to Flagstaff, Arizona, so I'm like, let's take a trip down to Flagstaff, Arizona, or let's say I haven't been to let's say I haven't been to Henderson, Nevada, so let's go to Henderson, Nevada, or something like. When you take a trip, you want to explore something different. You don't want to go and say, "Oh, I went to San Diego. I went to Old Town San Diego, so let's go back to Old Town San Diego and just stick to that same route every time that we take a trip." That is something that I'm not a huge fan of, like going back to the same spot, because then it just gets like repetitive and boring. So I'm like the type of person that says, "Oh, uh, I haven't been to, let's say, I haven't been to Lake, let's say, which one is it? Let's say I haven't been to Lake Tahoe, so let's go to Lake Tahoe. Or I haven't been to, which one is the other one? Um, yeah, just like that. Like I haven't been to Lake Tahoe, or I haven't been to this place, so let's go take a trip to that place. And that's the thing. That is me, where I'm like, I haven't been to this place, so let's go there to this place. So that's me. And then let's see. Yeah, I'm like that. So I've seen a lot of people on YouTube or in on Twitter and many places that say, "Oh, I'm taking a trip from Arizona all the way to Tennessee, driving," which is crazy. Like, um, there's this YouTuber by the name of Plain Rock 123 or 124, I think that's his name, and then Plain Rock Vlogs is his other channel, and you guys have probably seen him, and it's crazy. This dude went from Arizona, from Flagstaff, Arizona, uh, all the way to New York, driving. I think he said it took him 3 months to get there, or a 3 month trip. Which I I do look at back in the day when I was smaller. Uh I visited Mexico once on the plane. Visited Mexico, been to uh, been to El Salvador. I've been to Arizona. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Denver, Colorado. And like I've always mentioned, I lived for a couple of months in Chicago, Illinois. I lived there for a couple of months, which was which I don't, to be honest, I don't have any single memory of living in Chicago, Illinois. Like I don't really, like when I say memories, it's like, yes, I do remember where I lived. I do remember where I visited, but when it comes to like say, oh, who were my teachers in Chicago, Illinois? I would say I don't remember. I don't remember anything about Chicago, Illinois. I mean, in terms of being in school, because that was back in like, I think living in Chicago, Illinois was back in 2003, 2004. And I think at that time I was like at the age of like uh 10. I don't know how old I was then, but I was still a young kid, like maybe say maybe 9 or 10 years old. I don't really remember, but that's the thing, that living there, it was crazy, because back in the day, this is the thing that I always mention to people that don't know. I have to say that living in Chicago, Illinois was crazy, because I'm from back in the day. When I lived there, it was back in the day where there was no such thing as GPS systems. People didn't really have GPS systems. They didn't have no cell phone that's connected to the internet, and you were able to say, "Oh, I'm here in this. I'm here in Cook County. I'm here in let's say I'm here at at this location, at this, let's say I'm here at this Target. I don't know if there was Target at that time. I don't really remember. But let's say I'm here at Target, and I'm trying to get to, let's say, Best Buy or something. At that time, there was no such thing as like real GPS systems where you could say, "Oh, I'm I'm trying to get from Target to Best Buy," and it would take you minutes or an hour. So what happened was that we were the type of people. My family was the type of people that just said, "Oh, I don't know anything about Chicago, Illinois, but I have a friend that I made, which she was. I don't really remember too much about her either, but she knew the area very good, where she could take you here, there, and say, look, we're gonna go 20 minutes away. This location is 30 minutes away, and and on our own, I have to be honest. Uh, I have to be honest. On our own, we didn't know anything about Chicago, Illinois. I think the only thing I remember was we left from LA to Chicago, Illinois, and how we left on the train. We took the Amtrak to Chicago, Illinois, and when we got there, it was snowing. The roads and everything were frozen, and it was pretty crazy, because it took a long time just to get there. But the other thing I do have to remember, I do have to mention, is that when we were there on our own, like on our own, we didn't have the lady, my mother's friend. We didn't have her, because she wasn't around all the time to say, "Oh, I'm gonna be your tour guide, or I'm gonna be someone who's going to tell you where to go, where are the best places to go here." No, we're the type of people that got on the bus, because my father was, I think he was a mechanic in Chicago, Illinois. But what was weird is that my father never, he never got a car there, which was weird. What I do remember was that he used to travel on bike from the apartment to his job. Let me repeat that again. My father used to drive, no, not drive, used to ride his bike from the house, or from the apartment, all the way to his job. And what was so crazy about that was that the weather was was weird. It was frozen at that time. I think I think what happened was that when we first got there, now that I'm thinking about it, I think when we first got there, before we got an apartment in Chicago, Illinois, because I always have to mention this from the beginning, was that my father had his own problems with himself and us. He had problems with he had many problems, which is why he took us to Chicago to say we're going to have a better life in Chicago. But in reality, we had a worse experience in Chicago. It's not like something where I'm going to say, "Oh, I I loved Chicago because my father was there for us." Uh, my father was there for us 100% of the time. No, no. So let me explain this something, because I'm gonna say this quickly, because I don't want to be here too long. I'm already like 30 minutes into this video, to this live stream. What I do have to say is that when I got to Chicago, I think I was staying in a hotel. I think it was a Holiday Inn, is what I think I remember. And then after we moved to an apartment, and I didn't like it. I didn't like this apartment because it was the apartment wasn't how do I say this? The apartment wasn't like a straight apartment. It was like lopsided or something. This apartment, I think that's how it was at that time, lopsided or something. That it looked like it was ready to be demolished. This apartment, and what I do remember was that we didn't have a bed. We did not have a bed. We slept on the floor with covers, and we put all kinds of covers to make it like a bed on the floor. And the floor, I remember there was no carpeting. It was just the hardwood floor. But what I do remember was that my father, like I said, he worked at I think at a mechanic shop, and every time he would come home, but that was in the beginning when everything was good for us. And then when he would come home, he would always have his hands hurting because they were frozen from the excessive amounts of temperature that was very, or 10 degrees or something like that, but it was very cold. And for us that we're coming from California, where in California you have nice weather, like Los Angeles, you have a nice warm weather, 70 degrees, 60 degrees the most we used to have back in the day. Now with how the weather is now, which people don't care about global warming, or the change in temperature. Now we have 50 degrees in LA. Like, come on. It's getting colder and colder every year, but back in the day it was like that, where it's like, oh, the coldest it was like maybe 60 degrees. And I've had family members in Denver that say, "Oh, 50 degrees? Hmm, that's nothing. You're in shorts. You can be in shorts in 50 degrees." Because here in Denver, Colorado, this is 30 degrees, 20 degrees, uh 15 degrees, 14 degrees. Like it's crazy. But like I said, back in Chicago, it was all smooth for like the first couple of months. Then what I do have to explain to you is that my father, being my father, he disappeared on us. He left us. But like I said, in the beginning, we were the type of people that say, "Oh, I don't know this area too well, so let me get on this train to go to O'Hare or to go to Midway." Let's say today, let's say, for instance, I don't know Chicago, Illinois, so let's get on the train, and this train will probably take us to the mall. And we took the train, and instead of taking us to the mall, it took us to a different location. So that's how it was before. And that was the same thing with the bus. That that's the same thing with the bus. We just got on a bus hoping that it would take us to one location, but then it took us to a different location. And it was crazy because my father, he was the type of person that said, "Look, even though I'm screwing up, I don't want my kid to be a screw up like me." and I think I came out the same way like him, a failure, a failure. But that's that's for another video or another live stream or another thing. So that's what I do have to say. That living in Chicago, my father, he said, look, you're gonna go to this class here. There's a class that you're gonna be going to once in a while, here and there. You're gonna go once in a while, uh, but you're gonna be going to art class. And to be honest, I went there and I learned to draw and everything, but to this day, I have to say I'm not a good artist in any way, shape, or form. I think the way that I draw is that I have to see it visually. I'm the type of person that if I'm going to draw, I have to see the picture right next to it. I can't be like, oh, you're gonna draw from scratch a, let's say you're gonna draw from scratch a dragon, or you're going to draw from scratch a a tree without looking at the picture, or without looking at the drawing. So that I don't know if that's a good way of drawing or not, but this is what uh made me feel like an artist, made me feel like I had a passion back in the day for drawing, was because I used to watch Dragon Ball Z. No, I never watched Dragon Ball Z, to be honest. I think I started with this garbage version, Dragon Ball GT, and I think with Dragon Ball GT, I I I, I thought it was canon at first, and I think it was canon at first, Dragon Ball GT, and that's why I got the love of drawing, because I saw like, whoa, Goku looks cool. I want to draw Goku, or I want to draw Vegeta, or I want to draw uh uh I want to draw this character, and I did draw him, but sometimes it was difficult drawing, so I practice and try to do it, and I couldn't do it, but I used to get this. I used to go to this school here in Downey, where where there was like this scholastic book or something, that they had this fair where you could buy books, and I used to get the drawing books. I used to say, look, there's this there's this one that's Dragon Ball Z. They're selling it, or Dragon Ball GT. They're selling it. So I went there and I got it, and it had these little pages that were like kind of like the very very thin paper that you could see through, so you could trace out the the characters. And I think that's how I learned. But I think the real passion was because I used to go to this house in Pomona, which these guys had all kinds of DVDs or VHS tapes, and they had every single episode of Dragon Ball Z. So I'm like, that's cool, man. That's cool. Thank you for bringing me up to this new anime, or to this new show. Thank you. So that's where I got the love of passion for drawing at first. And I remember, like, back in middle school, or back in high school, early high school, which was like 2012 or 2011, at that time, where, or 2010, where I was, I think, in middle school and high school already. And I had this friend that knew how to, I mean, that didn't know how to draw, but he just drew for the fun of it. But the problem with most people, I have to be honest, is that some people that I've met, they're the type of people that say, oh, I want to draw things from Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, because he was like the type of dude that said, oh, Grand Theft Auto is the best. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is amazing, is the best game out there, is a game. And then he said, oh, I want to draw. So I was like, okay, draw whatever you want. Draw your your guns, your rifles, and your sort of your weapons, and draw whatever you want. But not me. I wasn't that type of person. I was like, I want to draw a dinosaur or a dragon, or I want to draw like a scenery, something that's cool. Because I think after I left Chicago, I think I came to LA, and then I went to East LA College. For those of you that know East LA College, I went to East LA College summertime, and I learned to draw there too. And I met people there that were more advanced, that could draw stuff like South Park, could draw chef, not doctor, that could draw chef, and they could put a nice background and be artistic. But I think I've lost the passion for that. I lost the passion for the art and stuff. I lost the passion for it. I'm not really huge on it anymore. So, I lost it all. I don't have a passion for art anymore. I'm starting to have a passion for something else, for other things, but at the same time, it's very hard with these new things that I'm trying to do, which I'm not going to say it, because I'm not going to mention anything, because if I mention it, then you guys are going to expect me to be a master, or be the next best thing. So no, hands off. My hands are up, because I'm not going to be saying, oh, I'm a master at it already. I'm a master at my craft. So that's what I'm saying. Let's get back to it and say that in Chicago, I think what I remember is that my father and me took a trip from Chicago to LA on the plane. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of flying. I am not a huge fan of being on a plane, flying, and going to places. I do it, but that doesn't mean that I love it. That doesn't mean that I'm not scared. That doesn't mean that I'm not afraid. I don't get frightened. That's a lie. So I think I left Midway or O'Hare back to LA airport. Just me and my father. And I think my mother and my sister stayed behind, and they came on the bus, and that's pretty crazy. So that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have for you guys today. If I think of something else, I can give you more things that I want to talk about. But for now, I really don't have anything else I want to say. So that's about it. Thank you guys for joining this this live video or live stream. And as always, I'll catch you guys on another live stream.